At this very moment, you are having a specific, subjective experience. You are watching a screen, hearing my voice, and processing these words. Philosopher David Chalmers calls this the hard problem of consciousness. While science can explain the automatic ways your heart pumps blood or your optic nerve processes light, it struggles to explain why that internal data processing feels like something on the inside. It is a difficult paradox. The vivid, continuous movie playing in your mind is generated by 3 pounds of wet, dense biological tissue. This mystery is no longer the sole territory of philosophy. Researchers are now using physical evidence to track the origins of the mind across 2 distinct frontiers. To understand our own awareness, we have to identify when this trait appeared in history and where it is physically manufactured in matter. The search begins in the deep past. The Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness, a consensus from a group of leading neuroscientists, notes that advanced brain structures like the human neocortex are not required for a creature to be sentient. The theory of neurobiological naturalism suggests awareness first appeared during the Cambrian explosion, roughly 540 million years ago, as life branched into early vertebrates, cephalopods, and arthropods. This development was driven by an evolutionary arms race. As early predators and prey developed vision, their nervous systems had to build internal mental maps of their environment to navigate and survive. We see the biological remnants of this shift in ancient survivors like the lamprey, which possesses the neural architecture needed to map its surroundings. The cellular basis of consciousness theory pushes this timeline back even further, arguing that awareness exists in the simplest life forms on the planet. This model suggests that if a single-celled organism relied only on pre-programmed genetic instructions, it could not adapt to sudden changes in temperature or acidity. Survival requires a baseline, a reactive sentience. If single cells possess even a rudimentary form of sensation, then consciousness is a survival tool integrated into the history of all life. Moving from history to modern anatomy, researchers are searching for the neural correlates of consciousness, the specific nerve cell activities that create a subjective feeling. Integrated information theory argues consciousness emerges from a hot zone in the back of the brain, where deeply connected regions share information. The rival global neuronal workspace theory instead suggests a broadcast system driven by the frontal brain, making data available for complex decisions. To test these models against each other, researchers designed a study that tracked brain activity as participants consciously observed specific images. The results showed that visual areas in the back of the brain consistently reflected what the subjects saw, while the frontal areas synchronized with that data. These findings suggest that subjective experience is a mechanical collaboration between distinct, measurable brain regions. Some scientists look beyond macrobiology. The ORCH-OR model, developed by anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff and Nobel-winning physicist Sir Roger Penrose, moves the search into quantum physics. They propose that consciousness results from the self-collapse of quantum wave functions occurring inside microtubules, microscopic structures within our neurons. This model places the origin of the mind within the core laws of physics, making consciousness a structural feature of the universe. A single mathematical equation for the mind still eludes us, but the physical gaps in our understanding are being filled with data. The search now ranges from Cambrian cutters navigating ancient oceans to electrical broadcasting in the prefrontal cortex and quantum events in the synapse. We are currently using these frameworks to define the physical boundaries of our subjective lives.